Senator Lindsey Graham says impeachment ends when Democrats lose control of the Congress. Hello and welcome to TST. If you are new to the channel, tap on the subscription button and press the notification bell so you can receive news and updates that you can rely on daily. During an appearance on Fox News Channel on Sunday, Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina acknowledged that although this current round impeachment may come to an end soon, however, he added there was the possibility of more impeachment efforts, as hinted by Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi of California and mentioned by Representative Rashida Tlaib of Minnesota. According to Graham, the only way that ends is when Republicans regain majorities in the House of Representatives. It will only end when the American people re-elect Donald Trump in November and fire Nancy Pelosi and Tlaib for being in charge of the House. He said, if you want to exonerate the president, American people, and you want to deter future impeachments like this, make sure President Trump gets re-elected and let's fire Nancy Pelosi. And what happened to the Nancy Pelosi that was thoughtful, prayerful, said impeachment could only be done bipartisan? Graham continued, Tlaib and these people took over the Democratic Party, and Chuck Schumer is having AOC breathing down his neck in terms of a Democratic primary. Chuck Schumer is scared to death to lose his job to AOC, and that's why this debacle continued in the Senate. Take a watch.
But first, let's talk a moment on impeachment. Right. This goes all the way back to when the president was first elected. And then in about a year ago, back in January of 2018, Congresswoman Tlaib, what she said, let's take a look at what she said more than a year ago.
When your son looks at you and says, Mama, look, you won. Bullies don't win. And I said, baby, they don't. Because we're going to go in there, we're going to impeach them.
Senator, they have wanted to impeach this president now for 3 years. We heard it from Congresswoman Tlaib. This is not going to end, is it?
It will only end when the American people re-elect Donald Trump in November and fire Nancy Pelosi and Tlaib from being in charge of the House. If you want to exonerate the president, American people, and you want to deter future impeachments like this, make sure President Trump gets reelected, and let's fire Nancy Pelosi. And what happened to the Nancy Pelosi that was thoughtful, prayerful, said impeachment could only be done bipartisan? Tlaib and these people took over the Democratic Party, and Chuck Schumer is having AOC breathing down his neck in terms of a Democratic primary. Chuck Schumer is scared to death to lose his job to AOC, and that's why this debacle continued in the Senate.
And Schumer this morning signaling that the Democrats will not accept an acquittal as legitimate. Nancy Pelosi hinting that she's going to call Bolton in the House, John Bolton. What's the Dems' next move? And how are you going to get anything done, Senator, if you've actually got the other side constantly pushing to find out dirt on Donald Trump?
Well, the president's been successful in spite of all of this. I hope we could turn the page as a nation and focus on issues important. But as Nancy Pelosi calls Bolton, here's what I would say. They're impeaching the president for a suspension of aid that was eventually received, trying to leverage an investigation that never happened. This is ridiculous. Mueller broke their heart. They won't let it go. They hate this man. Pelosi is no longer Speaker of the House, just in name only. I don't know if they'll ever let it go, but here's what I'm going to do. As they talk to Bolton, I'm going to bring in State Department officials and ask them, why didn't you do something about the obvious conflict of interest Joe Biden had? Joe Biden's effort to combat corruption in the Ukraine became a joke. When Joe Biden got before the Ukrainian parliament talking about sweetheart deals in reforming the energy sector, I can only imagine how they were laughing under their breath. What about your son, Vice President Biden, sitting on the most corrupt board in Ukraine, Burisma, receiving $3 million? I can only imagine if a Republican had done what Biden had done. But we're going to get to the bottom of this, and I can prove beyond any doubt that Joe Biden's effort in the Ukraine to root out corruption was undercut because he let his son sit on the board of the most corrupt company in the Ukraine, and we're not going to give him a pass on that.
Until this House of Representatives majority is replaced with a deserved one, sham witch hunts wasting countless millions of tax dollars and tons of valuable time are what Americans can expect. Americans do need to fire Nancy Pelosi and her likes if they want Congress to actually get back to business, which is working for the congressional districts and their constituents. Let me know your thoughts on whether you agree with Senator Graham, and do you think this House majority will be replaced soon? Share your opinions in the comments down below. And haven't you checked out the official TST store yet? It has a variety of Patriot-themed custom t-shirts, sweatshirts, mugs, phone cases, and tons more. Make sure to take a look. Maybe help us out picking some products for yourself and your loved ones at great prices. It does make a huge difference to what we're doing here. Link in the description below. If you've liked this report, let us know by tapping that like button down below. Share the news among friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more news and updates on TST. I'm David Ravine, and I'll catch you in the next one. Till then, take care.